And we're live.
Hey there.
And in theory, anyway, we are live once again this week, both on YouTube and Facebook at the same time.
Woohoo! He did it.
I think, anyway. So, all right. Hey, everybody on YouTube. And hey, Becca.
You got the room
Rebecca's
full.
Rebecca's on. Good. I'm glad you're here, Rebecca, because
Where?
we may have on Facebook. She's on
Oh,
Facebook.
okay.
So let me know, Rebecca, if you can hear us okay on Facebook. Looks like all my meters are fine. YouTube folks, let me know if you can hear us okay over there. Thank you guys for jumping in. Where you want to start?
Well, I just want to thank everybody for a great show last week. I really
Yeah.
enjoyed having the chef here. I'm sorry we didn't get to interact with y'all as much as we'd like. Well, we kind of did because we had questions that we asked y'all to send. But we know we didn't get to monitor the chat as well as we'd like to. But we had so much information. It was just really a cool show. And he loved it, and he would like to come back and do more. So
Yeah, in fact,
we're up for that.
They stuck around for a couple of hours afterwards,
Till dark, really.
Yeah, really till dark, just chatting. And so he's looking forward and already putting some thought into the series, the fermentation series we're going to be shooting at the restaurant at Betty's Eat Shop.
Yeah, and Bridget, his girlfriend, was here, and we discussed it and everything, and so we're gonna actually, me and her are gonna we're gonna eat together too when we do this.
Oh, good.
Yep.
Me and Andy don't get to eat?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Y'all are gonna do the fermenting class, and me and Bridget's gonna cook our food.
Well, Andy's going to do the fermenting class. I'll be the.
Well, you're gonna be the film.
Yeah, I'll be the videographer.
camera guy. Yeah, videographer.
The videoer.
The videoer.
I guess. Yeah. But that was fun.
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Andy's a good guy. We really enjoyed Bridget. Hadn't spent very much time with her. Hadn't spent a whole lot of time with either one of them, but Andy's just loving it, you know. And I think he would. I think he even made a comment. He said, "Sometimes I feel like just hanging up the towel and going and homesteading somewhere, you know." And
so. He would like to be being more in a rural area like we are. So.
Yeah, but he's doing stuff. One thing we need to do is do some filming at his place and look at the little gardening and stuff that he's doing. So, well, if you paid any attention to our YouTube channel or Facebook page this week, you know we've been doing a lot of gardening.
Yes, we have.
And we did several live streams from the garden, just updating the growth, because it seems that this time of year it's just you turn around and everything has grown an inch, you know. I mean, it just from, especially I had been out of town a couple of days, both the last 2 weeks, and every time, so Patty was out there looking at it every day, and I'd be gone for a couple of days and come back, shocked. And it was like, wow, what happened, you know. So that was pretty cool, and we've got some photographs from the garden that I took just a little while ago.
Oh, good. So you got my new little garden area me and Aunt Rosie made, huh?
Yeah, I think I got that in there.
You better.
Well, I've got the picture of you and her doing it,
and
and I don't know if I picked up the actual shot of it, but I guess we'll start. Well, we'll start here, and y'all.
And look, I want to tell you this: that Let It Snow said that Andy needs one of our T-shirts, and he sure does.
He sure does.
We're running out of T-shirts. We really need to have some more.
We really need to have some more made and make them available to our viewers.
Yeah.
And, so let us think about that.
And I want to ask another thing too. If any comments or questions directed at us, y'all put in all caps.
Yeah,
I forget
please.
to remind y'all that because it helps me when I'm scrolling through, because I hate to keep taking my attention away. I have my iPad right here. Let's see if I can get it on there, right there. And so that's what I'm trying to keep up with the chat on YouTube. And I don't want to miss your comments, and it does make it a lot easier to see them when they're directed at us if you put them in all capitals.
Yeah, and I'm glancing at the YouTube chat occasionally. Patty wants me to monitor Facebook, and we kind of thought, oh man, now we got to worry about two things, But at least the Facebook one is not. It doesn't just scroll real fast, So.
anyway, they people are saying they enjoyed seeing the garden. Let's see who said that. I scrolled up. So, but yeah, we've enjoyed being able to keep y'all updated. Brenda said that she's enjoyed the garden, and I think Quake Lake Homesteader said that our gardens were pretty. So, and so did Dolphin Man. So we appreciate that, and so did Jean. So people's been seeing our garden, even though we didn't even talk about our garden last week because we were kind of busy talking about fermentation. So a lot's happened in our garden.
Yeah, and we appreciate the fact that you say that it's pretty. And if you'll notice, there's a link in the description of this video that says "See our garden plan here." You've heard us mention the Mother Earth News garden planner, and Patty really picked it up this year and went nuts with it, and has that entire garden area, not just the part we've worked on so far, but all the way to the chicken coop, planned out using the Mother Earth News garden planner. And our garden plan, you can look at it. You can see you can click the link in the description that says "See our garden plan here," and you can see how our garden is laid out, how we plan for it to be laid out, how Patty did anyway. And it looks so neat on paper that Patty said, it really inspired us.
It did.
To work not only to grow as much food in there as we possibly could, but also to improve the aesthetic appeal of the garden area itself.
Well, and it's helped me to make use of areas that I didn't typically make use of, and you'll see on the video, I hope. I haven't seen the video.
Pictures, not video.
Oh, the picture. But like we have cucumbers that's going to grow up the fence. And we haven't been able to do that before because, we have the goats and they do get out occasionally. But we added a blueberry area and some muscadines. And so we have an additional fence. So I have a fence that's used to be would be perimeter of the garden.
Yeah.
Now, and that's not on the blueberries are not on the garden plan. But now I can use that. We don't have to put up anything to trellis
you need
cucumbers.
to add that.
Yeah. And so because we have the existing fence there. So
yeah.
I'm excited about that.
Hey, Tom Rio joined.
Oh, hey, Tom.
That's going to be neat on our Facebook feed. I'm liable to see some old friends. Tom, I'm not really calling you old. Well, yeah, I am.
Well, y'all are both
we're
old
both
compared
old.
to me.
We're both older than dirt. We've both been around since before rocks were little. But it'll be neat on Facebook seeing some old friends, or in Rebecca's case, some children of old friends. But
and Suburban Hilly, I appreciate that. Said that she said that she liked the impromptu garden live stream. So thank you. I appreciate that.
Well, we plan to do some more of those, and also some live streams from the barn. I didn't load any pictures of the goats, but we did load one picture of a recent development that we've had this week, and y'all gonna have to excuse me. This is one of the problems I have with Wirecast is every now and then a photograph comes in here like this, and I can't find a way to rotate it. There is a way to rotate the x-axis and the y-axis, but that's not what you think it is. It doesn't rotate it clockwise. But that's fresh goat milk, boys and girls.
We're so excited to have our goat milk going again.
And it is yummy. Now, we've been milking the goats now for going on 3 weeks now.
Yeah.
But as you may have heard us talk about, the goat milk is not ready to drink right away because it's mostly colostrum. And in our experience, it takes every bit of 2 weeks, 10 days to 2 weeks for that to clear out and for the natural sweetness of the goat milk to take over. And so now we've been drinking goat milk in our coffee and having a little glass of goat milk. And
I had goat milk on some cereal the other day.
Now we're not milking honeybee. We're not milking our Jersey cow, so we're not bathing in it. We don't.
Not yet.
Yeah, we don't have enough to where we just.
And we need to lock up babies tonight.
Fill up pools with it and stuff. But yeah, we do. We need to lock up baby goats tonight.
We can stay ahead on. Oh, and Mother of Many Horses asked how the mastitis was doing.
I was just fixing to say that. She is improving. We think we caught it quickly enough. Old South. I want to say Old South. I don't know if she's in here or not, but there's a lady, a viewer of ours, who has been dealing with goats probably longer than we have, or at least as long. And she made the good observation that says she probably doesn't have full-blown mastitis. She probably has subclinical. And that's true because there's no clumping. Her bag is nice and soft. It was a little warm, but not hot, like with a true case of mastitis. The milk was a nice, normal white color.
Yeah, it looked good.
And it's just that when I tasted the milk, there was a hint of saltiness in it. Mm-hmm. And that made me say, I think there may be a problem here.
Yeah.
Now, she has twins, and the twins weren't nursing that side. But as Old South...
And they're older, too.
And they're older, too.
Then usually they start,
Usually, in our experience, they start, when they're little, they take the teat favorite that is easiest to get, and they'll make it a favorite. But as Old South pointed out, it's not unheard of. She's even had triplets that just never went to that other teat, so, and that's fine. They can have the other one and we'll take that one. Yeah. But the point is this, when I first started milking her out to give her, our plan was, let's just get the milk going through there and see if we can head it off. And initially she was very jumpy. You could tell it made her a little uncomfortable. She would let me know when enough was enough. So I did that morning and evening for, 2 or 3 days or several days. But as of yesterday morning, again last night, and again this morning, I was able to milk that side of her udder completely out without her protesting. Mm-hmm. So it obviously feels better to her.
Yeah.
And I tasted it yesterday evening, I think. Yesterday evening I tasted it. Still a hint of saltiness, but if I had, and it's hard for me to remember exactly back when I first tasted it, but if you held a gun to my head, I would say, it's less salty than it was. So I feel like it's improving. Mm-hmm.
Wholesome Roots said,
hey Sandra,
says salty always warns us that it's just starting, and that's been us in the past. We've been blessed that we really haven't had a lot of cases of mastitis, but we have dealt with it, and I knew salty was not a good idea.
Maybe once or twice we had to treat, huh?
Yeah, we've only had to treat a couple of times. But Patty, how do you say that last name? Sharo? S-H-A? Sharo. Oh.
Ooh, don't block her.
Well,
if you get blocked, it's an accident.
No, it's not. But anyway, she asked, can you get sick from her milk? And we've drank it a little bit in tasting it, and Tommy actually has been drinking it in the coffee, and I finally told him, I said, the better milk is on the bottom shelf. I need to get rid of that other milk in there. I was going to make cheese with it, because I was thinking it was maybe still a little colostrum, and I figured that wouldn't be a big deal.
Oh, was that what you were telling me? No, that's the milk I've been drinking.
You've been drinking. So Tommy's not sick, so yeah.
No. I haven't been drinking caramels. I've been drinking the one that says B and C.
Okay, that's Black and
Cali. Yeah. I wondered why you were telling me what you said the other day.
But anyway,
Sandra, Sandra DeLatte's watching. My mom says, hey, Sandra.
Anyway, but I'm sure, especially if they had full-blown mastitis, of course you wouldn't want to drink that milk. But I'm sure if you drank too much of milk, because mastitis is an infection, so I'm sure it could make you sick.
Yeah, but why would you?
Yeah. Well, I mean, just like if he really had been putting in his coffee, the little bit he would be drinking probably wouldn't have made him sick. Yeah. But, we don't drink it anyway, so.
Yeah. So.
Anyway.
Yeah, so we got, in fact, I'll be milking her out again tonight. And also, when was it? Well, it was last Saturday, wasn't it?
Saturday a week ago. Not yesterday, but a week ago. Saturday.
Yeah, last Saturday.
Yes.
You heard me mention
Rebecca,
who's watching us on Facebook right now. Her mom, Sheila, and us, I guess you before me or together, I don't even remember, but
she kept the kids at the nursery at Northside. She was saying that she remembers. That's how we
is that how we met? All right, so we met together, and so we've known her mom since before Rebecca was born. And Rebecca has the cutest little girl.
Yes.
Her name is Bree, and she is a little sassy pants, and with the
she's something.
curliest hair. And they actually came for a visit. They've been talking about it, and finally did it. And we're so glad they did. And her and Tomas had them a time. Bree was very shy. She's only 3.
No, she's 2.
Well, I mean, she's not quite 3.
She's not quite
She's
3,
not
yeah.
quite 3. Her dad is approximately 11 feet tall. And
he is 6. I think he said 6.
6'6".
Yeah.
But he's a large man. I'm glad I ain't got to feed him. Rebecca, I'm glad you got to feed that rascal, not me. And Rebecca's not a tiny thing.
No, she's not short.
She's tall too, and Sheila's tall. And but she looks a little older than she is right there, but she's not quite 3. And she was real shy and clingy until Tomas said, "Hey, let's go cooking. Let's go cook something." And Tomas gets over there and cooks in his pots, and it's so funny. He was helping Monty earlier that day, or was it the day before? I don't remember. Look at that. Hold the show. Listen to this. Jared at J&J Acres has just dropped a $10 super chat on us. Facebook folks, you may not know what that is. But on YouTube, he says, "Hey, Aldermans, due to the daylight lasting longer, I've missed your show a lot lately. This helps me cope with the guilt." we love y'all and hope things are well there. Well, Jared, thank you
so
very,
much,
very
Jared.
much. And you know what? Doggone it, I'm saying all that, and they're still looking at these darling children.
Well, that's
which is okay, but I want to look into the camera and say, Jared, thank you very much for that. That's awesome.
That's
we appreciate that very much, and things are going well, and you're excused. In fact, if you'd like to skip the next 2 weeks and then come back on the third, no, I'm kidding. That's a joke, but we appreciate that. That's really nice.
Yes, thank you.
Nice of you. A 10 spot even.
Woohoo!
So thank you, Jared. That's just very humbling. I can't hardly quit thinking about that. So anyway, let me go back to this picture right here for just a second, if I can. And either that day or the day before, Tomas had been helping Monty plant in the garden. And doggone it, I had that picture and didn't put it up. And he would slip off and got distracted cooking. And at one point in time, he passed me, headed back toward Patty, and said, "I'm letting it cook while I go plant." Oh, too funny. So
they had such fun time together.
They had fun, and Tomas took Bree riding around on his 4-wheeler, and he was a good driver, and he drove her around so much she fell asleep. No, I'm not kidding. I'm kidding. That's just one of those deals where that was right when we snapped the camera. But they had a good time.
Yes,
and
they did.
I think Sheila's going to actually end up getting a rooster from us. And
yeah.
They're kind of beginning to, spread their wings. Not the roosters, Sheila and them, toward more sustainable food production at their own little place. So anyway, we're really glad they came.
But Suburban and Kitty, thank you. They are gorgeous. We just love our Tomas, and Bree was so much. He had so much fun playing.
He did
with
Bree.
With Bree. So.
Yeah, they had a good time.
But anyway, and let us know. Yes, it is mud soup. I can't remember if he named it something else, but yeah, I showed him how to add different ingredients with different grasses and flowers and all. So he has a big time, but he got aggravated with his pawpaw because he had really made it was real soupy. I forget what he told you he'd made you. But anyway, so Tommy, he took the bowl.
Did he tell me he made me some broth?
Yeah, something different.
It was like...
And so Tommy, we let, I didn't let my kids play in the mud all the time whenever they wanted to. Tomas, he just goes out there whenever he wants and plays in the mud. But anyway, I learned that, bath washes it all off. No big deal. Let them have fun. But anyway,
it's amazing. So Tommy, he don't get too dirty.
He really don't. He would get wet sometimes.
Yeah.
But Tommy slurped and acted like he was drinking it. And then he took the bowl and he went and threw it out. Like, oh, it was good. I ate it all. And Tomas was like, I was going to pour it back in and make some more. I'm out of water. So he had to go get him more water because Papa dumped it out.
He has such an immersive imagination. When he gets into something, what was he? Oh, man. He likes to get out in our front yard and he plays football by himself. Mm-hmm. And he's got to have a rag tucked in his waistband. I need to get a picture of that. And if I'm picking him up in Jackson and, with an hour away from here, no sooner we get in the car, he starts telling me who they're playing tomorrow. And today it's only practice. And then one day he was telling me we're really worried about our game tomorrow because and he named some player on his team was going to have to miss the game. And it's just him, and it's just great to watch the imagination of a child working.
It's fun.
Rebecca's cooking right now at this moment on she said on Facebook, mud soup, Rebecca?
No.
Oh, that was probably in response to me saying, I'm glad I don't have to feed Garrett, her husband.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Well, you want to show? Let's see. We told y'all Aunt Rosie came to visit this weekend, and she actually. I was wondering if you took a picture of both of us bending over planting.
Yeah, I got a picture of you behinds.
But anyway, we planted. She's planting sunflowers right there, and I think I was planting basil right there. So she came and she helped me work in the garden, and this is a new little bed that we made that I actually have a few herbs and some flowers in it. And so she helped me with that bed until the ants got her. And then she kind of stood around for a while, and it was supposed to pour down rain all day yesterday. I mean, we had like 90% chance, supposed to be kind of bad weather and everything. And so she had walked over to get some eggs, and I had to go to the barn and get some eggs and everything. She came up with my older sister, Evie. And so we went out in the barn, and we've been needing to get to the barn, clean it out. And I told her, I said, I think we're going to work on the barn today since it's going to be raining all day, and we won't be able to get outside. And so, anyway, once that ant bit her, she kept saying, well, you want me to go rake the barn? You want me to go rake the barn? And I said, I didn't want to stop doing that flower bed, and the herb bed. I wanted to keep doing that. And I said, oh, no, you don't have to do that, Aunt Rosie. And she's 70. She's 70, Mama? Aunt Rosie's 70? I think so, yeah. And
she's somewhere around 70.
She gets, I think Julie had told me last time we was talking about her that she was 70. Anyway, so, I didn't want to, I figured I need to go in there and help her, and everything. And so then she kept saying, why don't I just go rake the barn? I want to get some exercise. I said, Aunt Rosie, if you want to go work in that barn, you can go work in that barn. Go ahead. And she cleaned our barn up. She
did a great job.
She did a great job on our barn. So our barn is clean, and my flower bed and flower/herb bed is planted too.
Yeah.
So she worked till dark. We worked till dark out in the garden, and she worked in the barn till dark.
Yeah.
So we had a good time.
I wanted to start with this picture earlier. I stood up on the tractor. Remember, I was talking about how we wanted to work to make our garden not only abundant and produce well, but aesthetically pleasing. We wanted to make it a place where we could enjoy being out there just to sit. Mm-hmm. Now, Patty sacrificed that bed. Well, let me show that again. That bed right there that they're making, Patty, if you click on our barn plan that's listed in the description, you'll see 3 little round things, a larger round thing and 2 smaller round things to represent a table and 2 chairs, because she was going to make that a sitting area.
And I've always had a little table and chairs out there. I mean, you need something to set stuff on. Oh, by the way, somebody, I can't remember who it was, asked if you could post a link. Oh, Mama, Julie said Aunt Rosie's going to be 78 this year. I didn't think she was almost 80.
She's almost 80.
Wow.
What's your excuse? What's my excuse?
Yeah, my excuse
Yuck.
too. Yeah.
Man.
Oh my goodness. Well, anyway, she's going to be 78 this year.
Man.
And
she was out there getting busy, getting with
on her
it.
hand. Well, y'all saw her on her hands and knees working with me.
Post a link to what?
The Mother Earth News.
It's in the description.
Oh, okay. Okay, so whoever asked that question, Tommy said it's down there in the description.
Yeah,
the link to go
if
to
you
that.
look in the description, it's the second line. It says, see our garden plan here. And that's the second line.
No, I mean like to go to, well, they can like go get it.
Well, it's probably something on there. I can't do that. I can't do it just.
Okay, he'll do it after the
Hey,
show.
Big Bear, what's up?
But,
I'll add it later.
Yeah.
But if you would, though, click on the one that says, see our garden plan. And there may be a link on there somewhere that says start your own, or so, I don't know that.
And I want to say a little bit more about that. It took me a few minutes. In fact, I built my garden boxes out of pieces of wood. You can go grab pieces of wood and make it and everything. Well, there's actually one that has for a square box where you can just click like the corner and drag it, and where it'll make your rectangle for you and all.
Yeah.
I kind of do things the hard way and then figure out the right way to do it.
But she got hooked on that thing pretty quick.
I really like it, but I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, I already had a table and chairs out there, and so I'm still going to have to find my area, and it may have to be like on the outside of the garden. But there's a tree. If you can, well, they're not looking at.
They're not looking at that now.
Why don't you let them look at the picture?
The one, this one?
That one. The one that you had up there.
Oh.
But there's a tree, and it does, if you see back in the left corner, that's the left, yeah. There's shade back over that way sometimes, and so that's why I usually have my table and chairs to get out of the sun and to rest. But anyway, I think I'm going to put it on the outside of the garden. But Tommy worked really hard getting all the mulch in there. That's pine needles and some
pine shavings in the pathways, and to the left of that, pine needles, not pine shavings.
Yeah.
To the left of the fence line there, that's boxed in by that poultry netting, which is not hooked up, is mulch, or we've got the blueberries planted in there. But doesn't that look pretty? I mean, it's just so neat and organized looking. And that's about half of the garden area, maybe.
No, that's about a third of the
garden area. About a third
area.
of the garden area. So off to the right of the screen that you can't see, where we've still got chickens right now, is the other 2/3 of the garden area. And but just looking at that picture right there, we're really pleased with how pleasing it's looking. And you know what? And all the pine needles and the mulch in the different areas is going to make it where even when it's pouring down rain, you can walk out there in your flip-flops and not get muddy feet. So it's an inviting place.
Yeah.
I mean, I find myself wanting to be in the garden, and that's what a garden should be like, right?
Okay.
Wouldn't you think?
Yes.
What are you saying okay about?
Julie texted me again. My sister Evie is 74, so Aunt Rosie's 78.
Yeah.
So that's how we're fixing
That's amazing.
But I was going to say, Hen Feather Homestead said it has a garden planner homepage on the left of our page.
Okay, great.
So if you click up in the left corner where it says
Garden planner homepage, or just garden planner or something.
Go to it. Yeah.
Good.
So that's
good.
Oh, that's what I was wanting to say. I forgot a while ago. The first week is a trial. It's free. And so that's when I really played with it, and I got my whole garden planned out and everything. And do it whenever you have some time that you're going to be able to devote to it, where you see if you like it or not. And then, Tommy had posted it a couple of places. I think I tried to print it out. I don't know if that ever did work before I had paid the money. But anyway, so a couple of weeks went by. I never did pay. It's $29.95. It's $30.
One time?
Yeah. Well, for the year.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, so because I wasn't sure if I was going to keep up with it or whatever, and a couple of weeks went by, and I thought, I really enjoyed that. I really liked it, and plus you can do layers on it to where you can say, all right, this is going to be growing for April, May, and June, and then July and August I'm putting X in this spot. And so you can do layers on it and everything. And actually, with my garden, I can't remember the size of it. If you were to put it just right on an 8x11 piece of paper, it's not enough room to be able to get everything in there. And so
details.
When I ended up doing it, Tommy's like, just try the planner. I had taped 2 pieces of paper together, lined paper, the little square boxes and all. I taped them together and trying to sit there, and he said, try that. And so I did, and I went ahead and paid the money because I really like it. I'll be able to use it next year because I just paid for it. This is March, so I'll be planting the garden in January. I can see if it's really worth it. I'll get to use it for 2 seasons, kind of, before it's cut off again and I have to pay. So I think it'll be good. So
now, Kitty is saying if you have a garden veg account, and Big Bear's wondering if that's growveg.com, but she's saying if you have that account there, then you can use the Mother Earth News the planner from Mother Earth News is included, I guess.
Oh, well, I need to look into that.
Yeah. It is growveg. Growveg.com. Why don't you post that as a link, Kitty? Go ahead and if you can get the correct link and post that in the chat as a link, and people can click and go sign up. Hey, Tracy. Hey, Sheila. Sheila Harrison has joined us.
Oh, hey, Sheila.
You're late, Sheila.
You missed the pictures.
You missed the pictures.
Do they get to see them on
Yeah,
Facebook
it'll
too?
be there.
Oh, okay.
On the replay.
But they get to see the pictures we show too now? on
Yeah,
Facebook?
yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, it's
'Cause
just
I
the
know when he
same
had
for
done
the
it, yeah.
for our Facebook family as it is for our YouTube friends.
JM at the Nut House says, do we line the bottom of the boxes to keep burrowing critters out? No, I don't. I've only had one issue with moles, and I guess that would be our main burrowing creature that we have, or critter. And when I got the moles was when I go to farmers market meetings, and our extension agent is good about getting different ones to come talk to us and everything. And I've never gotten my soil tested. I want to, I just forget. Anyway, so they were saying,
some farmers we are.
they were saying, you can put too much, because I always sprinkle my fireplace ashes out there. They said, you can put too much ashes, and it'll make it too acid or too whatever. I can't remember.
Too something.
Yeah, too something. And so I did not put them out that year. I thought, well, I've been doing it every year. Maybe I ought to stop this year and just give it a break. Well, that's when I got the moles. And, we're organic. And so I tried, all kind of different little remedies and stuff, diatomaceous earth, all that stuff. That didn't work with the moles. So I thought, well, heck, they would eat my whole lettuce. I'd get to put a little lettuce plant out there, and the whole thing be gone. And it was I know it was moles, because I could see their holes all in it. Anyway, I went ahead and I applied my ashes, and they went away. So, but there was somebody I was just talking to, though, on the telephone. I can't remember who it was. They have a problem with moles, and they've done ashes, and that didn't help them. So, I mean, it may not.
The kind of wood you're burning.
It may, I don't know if it was the ashes or not, but my moles
could have just
went
been
away,
coincidence. So. Yeah, we're not saying ashes get rid of moles. We're just saying anecdotally,
it's the way it happened,
or perhaps coincidentally for us, when we put ashes, no moles. No ashes, moles.
It's just, and it could have been some of the other things I had done worked, and they went away. I don't know.
Maybe so.
Big Bear said he's been using Grow Veg for years, and they love it. Okay.
Well, cool. We'll have to check that out.
Yeah, I'm going to look at that.
Kitty has posted the link. Thank you, Kitty, for doing that.
Big Bear says he has a trap for moles. Well, good.
Oh, cool.
So if you have a mole problem, get in touch with Big Bear.
Now, Wanda said Danny just plans their garden out in his head. Yeah. Does he offer a subscription to his head? Is there a link to his head that we can get to? And yeah, he's got Danny's head ought to be that big around with all the stuff he's got in there. That guy knows a thing or two.
Yes.
All right, so photos of the garden. Patty, I got the pictures. You can narrate. Well, I'll start with this one and I'll narrate this one.
Okay.
This is it's not really a good picture because I couldn't get it all in there, swelling it up so it would fit the screen. And I got our Hoss wheel hose there in front of it. But we swiped an idea from Blake Kirby over at Daddy Curb's Farm on YouTube, where he made a great trellis. Texas Prepper 2 calls it a grow arch. I found out after we did it, out of 2 cattle panels and some T-posts. Now, Texas Prepper 2 does these all over his garden, and he grows everything on them from squash to, you name it. And he doesn't put the full T-post in the ground. He just puts little pieces of rebar down, to keep the edges of the cattle panels from swinging out. And so his are a little bit more mobile. Oh my goodness, JM at the Nut House dropping a $10 super chat bomb. What is wrong with you people? That's so humbling. Thank you very much. That is so very kind, and we are blown away. And if y'all keep doing that kind of stuff,
he's gonna cry.
I'm gonna cry.
He don't usually cry.
I don't. That is just. Gosh, that's just so kind. Thank you. Oh, and thank you so much for, what is that we putting in our coffee?
Yeah. She can tell us.
It's in a big,
the chocolate can with the cinnamon that you can make. We talked about I like cafe mocha, and that you put in your coffee.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
and putting
so
a little
good.
pinch of that in my coffee, and it's fantastic. It is so good. and we
Yes.
can drink it with the confidence that it's not some crazy chemical,
A bunch of
something
chemicals,
that's going to
yeah.
kill us, that it's natural stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, natural stuff tastes just as good or better anyway, and it don't kill you. So thanks
Yeah.
for that too.
Yeah,
But really,
it's actually good for you. So
really, thank you
Yes.
so very much
we
for
think
that.
about you all the time. She sent us a gift box.
A gift box back when I was convalescing and from the dog attack.
And I think we told y'all about it, but anyway, it had so many goodies in it, and so we think about you often, and thank you so much.
I completely lost my train of thought. Just blew my mind with that. That's just too kind. Thank you. It did make me think of something though. There's also a link in the description. I don't know how many of you sickos out there want to see the photographs of my face before the doctors got to it. Don't get me started on what it took
we're not
me.
talking about that.
What it took me to get those images. I never did get the photo files. Long story, but I did at least finally get printed color photos of my face and my head before stitches. Well, I have created a private photo album on PhotoBucket that has those pictures and then also the photographs taken of me right after the doctor stitched me up, still in the ER. And I also took a couple of photos just the other day because it's so shocking to realize that the right half of my nose used to be down here, and those guys put it back together, and for all intents and purposes, my nose looks normal.
Yeah.
So anyway, so here's the deal. Here's what you need to know about that link down there. There's a warning. It says graphic dog bite photos. But if you're the adventurous sort and you got the stomach for it and you want to see the glory of God working through the hands of surgeons in a person's skin, then click on that link, and when you do, it's going to ask for a password. It's not a secret. I just don't want people to stumble on it, The password is 2 words together, no spaces, no punctuation or anything. Trauma Strikes. TRAUMASTRIKES. Trauma Strikes is the password to let you look at those pictures if you want to. But you have been warned. All
right. Jan said that it's spiced chocolate, is what it is, and Slater Gray.
It's not
no,
Jan.
huh?
Go ahead.
Jan. And who's that?
Jatan.
Asked is there any way we could get the recipe for the coffee mocha cinnamon stuff? It's spiced chocolate. It's in a canister and it's already together. I actually it calls for 1.5 scoops in my coffee, and it's just a certain amount of espresso you're supposed to do. But what I do is I make a regular cup of coffee and put 1/2 scoop in there, and and a little bit of milk, and it is just perfect. It is amazing.
Hey, all right, JM at the Nut House, I just gave you a wrench. I don't know if you need to refresh or not. That allows you to post links. If you don't mind, and it's handy, if you can find a link to that chocolate spice or spiced chocolate stuff, go ahead and post it here. Even if it's an affiliate link for you, that's fine.
Yeah.
You're welcome to do that.
Yeah, and we're at my mom's house, so we have that over at our house, or I would show it to you. Sorry about that.
I hope that worked. It did. So
okay.
So try that, please, if you don't mind. And if it's too much trouble, just say so. I mean, meaning you don't have access to it or can't find it or something like that. That's fine too.
We've got lots of comments on your wonderful face, and they're not going to go back and look at the ugly pictures.
Some people will. I know who you are.
Yeah, I finally looked. I didn't look right away because I just didn't know if I wanted to, but I saw it in real life, and to me the pictures weren't that bad. But I've got it up here that so anyway.
Well, yeah, and I can just tell you this: if you choose to look at the pictures, just realize this: it was worse than that, because the pictures are somewhat nondescript.
But some people might not want to even hear all that.
Yeah, never mind.
Anyway, Donna says,
enough of that.
It's been amazing to see how your face has improved week after week. God certainly was at work. And that just, it really is.
It really was.
It's just really, really amazing. And it reaffirmed it to us going back and seeing the picture.
Thank you, Brenda, for I caught it. And forgive me for not seeing your comment on Facebook sooner. It's really, we got a camera here, we got chats everywhere, and we're trying to keep up. And I apologize, but thank you for pointing that out. All right, on to the garden, eh? We've got 20 minutes left.
And Kitty just asked a question because we've thrown out a lot of ideas, our thoughts about different videos, and she's asking, am I still thinking of doing an ASL video? She's asking because she'd like to use that as her children's second language. I would love to do that still. I really would.
We got a list as long as your leg.
Yeah, I would love to be able to do it kind of like how we did the sourdough series where we did it live. Let us look at our calendar and see. Tommy's pretty much open this week. I mean, he still has work, but I don't think he has travel.
Yeah, but you know what?
Or we could have like a certain day of the week maybe that we could like sit down and like kind of do a little class type thing.
You have an iPhone, don't you?
Yeah, I could do it by myself.
You don't need me to go live.
I always need you, baby.
It's good to be needed, but you can.
That's true. That's
you're not
true.
waiting on me, dear.
All
no,
right.
but we do need to do that.
Wait, let me say this. Somebody had said, where is it? About spearmint gum in the holes. I can't find it, y'all. Oh, there it is. Brenda said, old folks around here say put spearmint gum in the holes. I'm assuming she's talking about for moles. So that's a good idea. And, that smells really strong. And see, what ran through my head, I wonder if you could put mint, but then you would have mint growing everywhere, so do not put real mint.
Yeah.
We're just trying to get rid of it, so let's see.
Grow mint in containers, boys and girls.
I've been digging up mint, and we've got some in containers. I like my mint, but JM said she got the spiced chocolate at a local small store, but she believes it's on Amazon too. She says she's sorry she don't have an Amazon store.
Well, then could you post the name of it maybe, and the exact name of it, brand and stuff, and that'd be fine. I appreciate that. Somebody mentioned, Let It Snow said that me and their nephew have the same mouth movement, which is pretty. Yeah, it does look like a dimple, kind of a weird spot for a dimple, and this lip still don't come up.
Yeah.
Have I told them about the weird things?
I think so, but maybe. Yeah, you did about how you're feeling.
Well, now that I said it, let me say it again, just in case
Make
somebody
it quick,
missed
though.
it. Yeah, I'll make it quick because we're running out of time and we got a whole bunch of pictures to show. But
yeah,
the interesting things that are happening, my lip is still dead. It's not waking up. It's not completely dead because it hurts when I bite it, but I'm not biting it very often. But I don't know if I shared with y'all. I think I probably did. A cool thing, a weird thing, funny thing is that I could take an ice cube and put it on my lip right here and not feel it. Now I can feel pressure right there, but I would not feel the cold on the outside of my lip. But if I take this cold water and slosh it in my mouth up under my lip, I feel the cold out here. It's as if you took ice and put it on the outside of your lip. So that's one. The other thing is, if I take my finger and do like this, it feels like I'm doing this. It feels like there's a second finger down here. I feel it here, but I also feel it here. And if I take my fingernail, I don't know why you'd want to do this, and push in right here to where I feel a little pain where my finger is, I also feel a tinge of pain right here. So it's just fascinating. Fascinating how those nerves are trying to renegotiate. All right, on to the garden.
Yes.
So, Patty, I'm going to put pictures up and you narrate.
Okay. This is the green onions that Aunt Rosie gave me. That was from my papa, her daddy. And my aunt, she got them from my Aunt Rita that kept them going. And then also, okay, I thought you switched pictures.
No, I didn't switch. I'm getting ready.
That's, excuse me, that's the breakfast radish. I've got to talk to the chef this week and see if they are ready for them, if they want them.
You may need to come out and look.
They're ready now from my research I've done. So it's the time to pull those. This is the arugula, and it's finally seeming like it's really taken off. We tasted it, and
Patty didn't like it.
I didn't like it. Tommy liked it. I
I
thought
liked
that's the odd taste that's in salad mixes sometimes that I don't care for. And Tommy likes it. I figured he would when I tasted it, because it tastes kind of like spinach. This is a little row of mustards. It's against the fence it was just an open area, and I had a lot of mustard seeds, and so I really put them way too thick. I was looking in there and pulling them apart. They look like microgreens. So they're way too thick right there. But this is the mustards in the box, and if y'all remember, I had 5 little rows planted, and my goal was that it was going to all grow up and where there wasn't space between the rows to shade out the grass, and it's working wonderfully. So that's a 4-foot wide box, 12 foot long, so I have 5 rows in there. Here's the Alderman peas. They're doing really good. English pea. I haven't gotten the, what's it called,
Jute twine.
One of the viewers has told us that they really don't like grabbing onto the wire, because they're not grabbing on like I think they should. And she said they don't like to grab onto the wire as readily as like the twine. And so I've yet to get in there and do the twine. I've got to do that.
Maybe we'll do that this evening.
If you look to the right of the Alderman peas in the same box, that's kale that I have planted right there, and kind of right out of the picture is some lettuce that I have planted. And then in the background, in the back there,
at the top of your screen,
at the top of the screen is the row of potatoes, and they look so good. They're coming up great.
I took a picture of the whole row, but I guess I didn't load it.
Okay.
But the potato row goes the whole width of the garden.
Yeah. Here's the little lettuces that I got planted. I need to get in the greenhouse and seed some more, because I want to get a continual crop. And last year I sold a lot of lettuce, and so I really need to get some more lettuce in the ground, because
gosh, we did. It sold like hotcakes.
Yeah, I mean, I sold so much lettuce that I wouldn't have enough for us to eat all week. You know, we would get a salad too, but then that's all we'd get. So this is
potatoes.
That's in the box
spinach.
that also has the green onions at the other end. That's at the bottom of your screen. That's the heirloom potatoes that I got out of the carousel box, and they seem to be coming up good. There's a few little spaces in there. I'm hoping that's not the purple potatoes. I'm really hoping to get to try them. And then at the top of the screen is some little spinach, and I know that's not a lot of spinach. The only reason I plant that, the main reason I plant that, is to have in salads, to have raw spinach in salads. Okay, that's the cucumbers that we've planted against the fence, where we have, it's fenced on the other side too, and then one side's the garden. So they've actually. Did you take that picture today?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Because they've really grown since I planted them. They look just kind of small in the picture, but they've really grown.
Well, they were kind of drooping.
Were they? Well, it's kind of hot today.
Yeah, it was pretty hot.
Yeah, but and we've got a very good mulch layer all around there. So I'm real pleased. But you see how much area? That's like a row that I rowed up. And there's a lot of area there. And so I think I'm going to plant some herbs right there that's going to stay smaller, that won't get real big. I also have a lot of baby's breath. I haven't watered the greenhouse today. I need to do that.
You need to do that.
But anyway, I have a lot of baby's breath that I planted that's coming up. And so I may plant some of that through there.
Thanks for stopping in, Tracy, on Facebook. Love you too, pal. Holler at me sometime. All right.
And these are boxes. Tommy worked really hard on these boxes. These are our 3 empty boxes that we have. He's gotten the grass out of them, or at least.
Well, we turned it over.
He turned it over.
We're actually trying something. We got in there with the action hoe, the oscillating hoe, if you would. Actually, in the first box, I started with the wheel hoe, and we kind of turned it in, turned it under, exposed the roots, got the roots cut, and all that, and we're just going to see what happens, and then covered it with a thick layer of leaves to see if it will turn into like a green mulch or green manure type thing. So we'll see. Yeah. And here's my favorite picture.
Yep.
Look at that.
There's Blue Boy.
Is that a beautiful dog or what? You'd never know. His mom and daddy tried to kill me.
That's funny.
But there's old Blue. He just loves to hang around wherever we are. And if you've looked around on our Facebook page and YouTube channel, Twitter, Blue is now prominently featured in our header in all three places because a dog that pretty needs to be in pictures. You know what I'm saying? He is a fine looking young fella. So, well, we got through all of our pictures, all
and
of our photos.
And that's mainly what we've been doing. Tommy did work on the hot wire out here in front of Mama's house because it was down. It wasn't working good. Had goats out all the time.
Every day, several times a day.
You should have taken a picture of the fig tree. My fig tree looks terrible. They have eaten up as high as they can. They are eating the fig leaves because, the trees are budding out and everything, but there's still not a lot for them to eat. And so, they typically don't eat much of the fig tree, but they have this year because it has budded out so early. And so, halfway up the fig tree, there's no leaves on it. It's plumb bare. So,
Beth, I don't know anything about that branch of nerves. But not only were they affected, they were severed. The two or three places on my face through here was cut through and through, and so the nerves were severed in three places.
Yeah.
And the doctor said they didn't use the phrase 50-50, but they said they may regenerate and they may not. And but it doesn't matter if they do or not. I was very hopeful that they would at the beginning, but the doctor was very encouraging and said that he knew of patients who years later they had not regenerated, but that they had learned to compensate. And I'm already there. I feel like I'm fairly articulate now, whereas remember I got on here and said I couldn't say F words and then freaked out and said, I mean words that start with F. I couldn't say words that start with F. I couldn't say words.
Well, you could say them, but he stumbled over
I couldn't say them articulately.
Yeah.
I couldn't articulate them. I had trouble with words that start with SP. Like Spree, one of our goats, her name was Spree. When I tried to say Spree, it came out so, and I'm already, I feel like my mouth has learned to communicate, making up for it, so I don't care.
Yeah, and I think it's a little better too. I think he moves it a little bit better, more than he used to.
Well, she thinks that, but
he don't think so.
It doesn't come up any higher than right there, but.
But Amanda said that I guess she's talking about the mustard greens look like carpet, and it does. They are so thick. I really probably should go thin them.
I don't know. Just leave it. It's so pretty.
I know.
In fact, we call it our mustard green carpet because it looks like a runner there, and it's just it's still my favorite little thing in the garden.
But that's what we've been working on. I actually, I put out. We've planted some sunflowers. We showed you Aunt Rosie. What?
Susie Q. I got one sicko in the bunch. She said, I'm a sicko. It is amazing, Susie Q. It is absolutely amazing.
Oh yeah. But anyway, of course, I typically plant my stuff on Good Friday, my tomatoes and stuff like that. On Good Friday, or maybe the week of Easter, I'll plant my stuff out. All my stuff that's tender, like that the frost would hurt, because, Mama, we usually have a freeze before Easter, we have some cold weather come through, but I'm taking my chances this year. Another thing I like to go by is what old timers say is when the pecan trees bud out, then it is safe to plant your garden because it's not going to freeze anymore. Well, we had a guy, our chicks are hatching. We didn't tell him about the chicks. The chicks have hatched. Yeah. We had a great hatch with the Delaware. I put in 27 eggs, and they hatched out, what was the last count, 22? 22 hatched. So great hatch. That's the best hatch I've ever had. I think it was close to 85% hatch rate, so that was good. The Freedom Rangers did not hatch out good at all.
Well, they're not Freedom Rangers. Freedom Ranger Bielefeld cross.
Yeah. And
that's just a mouthful to say.
Yeah. They did not hatch out so good. I think I put in 30 of them and 17 hatched, but we already sold 12, and the other 5 are going to another lady. We haven't sold that many We haven't sold any
Delawares yet, but we hadn't been pushing hard.
Yeah, we need to re-push that again. But anyway, so they hatched out. But the man was here, and that's what we were talking about about the pecan trees budding out. And he said, mine haven't budded out. I'm not planting yet. But I asked my neighbor across the street, and his big tree has not budded out, but his little tree has. So, I will have to cover my cucumbers that we've planted, which they're against the fence, so it won't be that big a deal to just drape this queen over the fence down to the ground. And the bed that me and Aunt Rosie planted that's got some sunflowers and some herbs in it. It's small, it won't be hard to plant. The other sunflowers that are against the fence, that'll be, I'm keeping in mind I may have to cover my stuff. I haven't planted any rows of things, which that'll be harder to cover if we're going to have another frost. But I just don't think we are. I mean, I look at the weather. We've had 80 degrees. We should. Somebody was there. Y'all were talking about how y'all turn the air on. We needed to turn the air on, but we just didn't. We need to check out our.
We haven't done our
vent thing. We need to clean it out and all that stuff.
We've got some maintenance we got to do before we turn it on.
So we haven't turned it on. So what we do is cool the house in the morning and close the windows and
stay outside.
Yeah, we've been outside a lot. So that's the main thing we've been doing. We've been in the garden, milking the goats. I've been chasing the goats, putting the goats up, and
fixing fence.
Dealing with the chicks. So
dealing with chicks.
We've been pretty busy the last 2 weeks with just those 3 things. So
JM at the Nut House, that is the egg lover. Blue loves him an egg.
Yeah.
And if I accidentally, probably shouldn't do it, but when I accidentally crack one, he gets it. But he's not crazy. And I found one in the yard. He don't know how to break them.
You throw them for him.
I found him with an egg, and he had carried it 75 yards, and it was in there it was, and it wasn't cracked. He don't know how to break it.
Mm-hmm. And y'all, if you wouldn't mind, I see, Kitty's been reminding y'all and Dolphin Man and about doing a thumbs up. And Rick, I think Rick Ballard did too. It's not just for our ego. Well, it's not at all for our egos to do thumbs up and everything, but it helps with our ratings as far as like where the videos, how much
it helps
YouTube
other
pushes
people be
our
seeing
videos.
Them. Yeah.
So that's why we ask for thumbs up.
We appreciate it.
If you don't mind, we do
engagement.
appreciate that.
And if you don't like it, give us a thumbs down. We can take it.
Yeah, we always get. We've got our regular thumbs downer that comes.
Yeah, but he must be on vacation because he hadn't hit it yet. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Whoever it is, he or she, our dedicated thumbs downer. If I create a YouTube event 2 weeks in advance, it's thumbs down. I got 1 thumbs down for 2 weeks. So prior to the thing. So, all right, we're running out of time here. Let me remind you about something, please. If you haven't, there's also a link in the description to go get the free PDF download that I put together based on material from the Mississippi Law Enforcement Alliance for Peer Support, and I kind of just edited it with their permission to make it apply to everyday people because trauma happens to everybody. To get a look at some of the principles that we enacted in our family following our traumatic event, that helped us get through it. And you're signing up for our newsletter, but we're not going to spam you. In fact, I hadn't sent anything out yet, but you'll be able to get that free download. And I hope you never have to use it. But if you do face some trauma or know somebody who does, it can help you process the aftermath of trauma. I promise you it will help. It has helped many, many, many people, my family included.
Mm-hmm. And on here, it was Wendy from Nova Scotia said hello.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
I started to say hola, but that ain't right. They don't say hola in Nova Scotia. Well, they might say hola, but it don't mean hello.
The TV
just came on. Well, while Patty's going to deal with the volume on that, I'll quickly remind you, as we've got 1 minute left, that whether we try this to be our life verse for our YouTube channel, and also, yes, Deep South, you'll see us in a couple of weeks. That's right. Woohoo! But we want our YouTube channel and our life to glorify God. Whether you eat or drink or whatever you do all to the glory of God. He's worthy of it. Every good thing comes down from the hand of the Father, and we're just every day when we look in that garden, we see the growth. We just say thank you, Lord. And so when we look out into YouTube land and see you people, and on Facebook, our friends who care enough about what we have to say to spend an hour with us on a Sunday afternoon, we say thank you, Lord.
Yes.
And we say thank you to you
You're
too.
a blessing to us.
You are. So thanks for coming.
Yes. Y'all have
We'll
a great
see you.
night.
We'll see you online.